Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is October 23rd, and as you can see, I had a wee bit of an accident earlier. Nothing too crazy, but I actually didn't realize that this damage had happened until I was coming back over here. I was like, oh, well, that'd be a fun way to start the video. And so, what actually happened was earlier I was wanting to, for some reason, I was thinking these guys were all on LUV already, so I put LUV diodes to try to like distribute the power evenly here, and then exploded my batteries. Both these blocks to be particular, so pretty good explosion. I will fix this. You can also see, just a little off in the distance, I started playing around with building a wall over here, which usually is a good sign that I kind of meandered a little today and couldn't quite decide how I wanted to continue onwards. But before I get to that, let's start with what I actually did. So over here, I did get this guy up and running. This particular fusion reactor was not here yesterday. I set this up this morning. I did decide to go with on demand for this reactor, and then I think because of the way the reactors work, which again is you essentially take a giant initial energy cost and then you maintain it. So with this one, I kind of learned a little bit more about how the power works for these things, because I kind of had it wrong yesterday. And I will show. I should have set this up beforehand, but helium plasma. So this one is not the stuff I'm making in this reactor, but is what I'm making over in the other reactor. So if you look, this guy only takes like 1 EV amp to maintain and 60,000 to start. So on the other reactor, I actually only have 8 of the energy hatches hooked up with power, and that was sustaining it. So I thought that I could do the same on both, but that is not actually the case, because if we look at Europum, where is it? Molten Europum, and we come over here, this actually takes a amp of LUV, or I think just shy of an amp of LUV. I'm drawing a blank. I think LUV is 32, maybe more. I don't know. Either way, with only 8 of the energy hatches hooked up, it would slowly lose power, so it could not actually maintain the recipe for more than a few cycles. So I did have to hook up every one of these energy hatches. I do believe this batch size I created, which is 262 144, might be a little too big. I believe this is something like 1,500 ingots, if I remember correctly. I originally was going for 1,000, which would be 14400, but then I was just using the times 2 function on the pattern interface to create the pattern. So this was the lowest that was above that 1,000 mark, so I just went with that. But when you actually do the math, it's going to take something like, I believe, 16 hours to finish that recipe, which is kind of crazy. I do have more than enough resources to do it, but obviously this doesn't make it very ideal for on demand. So I do think I am going to pretty much right away just go with building, because I don't really want to change this side down. Like, I don't know, it seems like I'll be using Europum a decent amount, so I just don't want to have to wait for it or deal with the power cost to start and yada yada. So I think I am just going to build a different reactor for every recipe and just call it, because there isn't that many that we'll be doing. So I do have the coils crafting right now for a 3rd reactor, and I'll get that set up probably tomorrow, but that's kind of my plan for now. We'll see if that ends up being a bad idea and I go back on it. I will say I did throw, these things are not working for me. Why are they not working? I don't understand. So for some random stuff just doesn't seem to be working for me. Maybe it's just the version. So I decided to make it so that I wouldn't accidentally fire the recipe off while this thing didn't have enough energy to start, that I would put toggle buses on here. And you can see the toggle bus has power, so it should in theory be doing like the circuit. Like if I break this device doesn't magically come online, and this is like it's clearly being affected. And see, now it works, but it's I don't know, it only works when you're looking at it, and that happened in the clean room as well today. Like that was giving me problems. So just weird little things I'm noticing with this version. There was a couple other things that were pretty minor as well, but that one and this toggle bus is not working like I expect is kind of been a pain in the butt. But yeah, so was able to finish the quest for Europum, and then this is kind of where I started to meander for the day. Couldn't really decide what I wanted to do, so I will say one of the things I did do. We'll hop over to ignore that power fail. I gotta fix the power layout over there. That's just on the list of random little things I need to do. I did do this second setup up here. This was not here yesterday. It's basically the exact same setup as down here. So this is water to deuterium. Let's see before I keep mispronouncing deuterium. So this is basically split in water. Hydrogen goes in. The hydrogen gets centrifuged into deuterium. Up here, the exact same process is happening, except for then the deuterium is being centrifuged into tritium. Yeah, tritium. I didn't notice this recipe yesterday, so we got deuterium, tritium, makes helium plasma. It is a little more expensive to run, like it's got a cheaper initial cost, but then it takes a half a amp of IV to maintain instead of the amp of EV, so it is just a little more, but this is infinitely renewable, and the helium, part of why I blew up my bees over there by accident was I was going to spam some more helium bees just to get it up to snuff, but I kind of don't want to deal with running out of helium, since helium is used for making my energy hatches, and that's kind of what started to derail me earlier. I had a couple of ideas of things I wanted to do, but then I couldn't make energy hatches or dynamos or anything because I didn't have any helium, because this had actually gone through everything. And that's the other thing that doesn't seem to be working for me properly anymore, is these level emitters. They kind of have a mind of their own, and so I just went with swapping over to this recipe. Down below, I still haven't cleared out that waypoint from dying yesterday, but I did do a little cosmetic upgrade. Nothing crazy. Again, you can tell when I'm like not sure what I should be doing. I like swapped out the floor. Did add both these guys. This setup does need to be checked on quite a bit, because technically speaking, and I didn't realize this till later, this wire being here will actually eventually cause these machines to throw a incomplete structure error, because these do all have to be air blocks. So I was looking, since I didn't go the nitrobenzene route, or really any route that had like these type of turbines, I didn't realize that was a thing. Apparently there's a different way you can go about it, where you basically have the machine controller over here along with like a fluid regulator, and just some then like bring the signal over there. And I guess it's from what my understanding is, you're essentially leaving the machine on all the time over here, and then when we're actually like from the trigger standpoint, like where this power would be on, but it just wouldn't have any fuel, and then when this guy gives the signal, the fuel regulator would bring in the fuel, as well as like allow the machine to run. But I'm not sure how well that works with AE, because like those setups all showed pipes, so I mean, I guess I would only have one export bus in that case, and I would just use pipes over. But I don't know. That's if it becomes like a consistent problem, which I suspect it will be, that'll be something I change on this. Then yeah, nothing too much of note over here. Like I said, I swapped over to tritium. Otherwise, this guy's been running just fine. And that was actually pretty much it for the day. Like I said, I kind of spent a little time looking around at what things I wanted to work on next. I did craft a autoclave, which is something I know I got that crafted as well as like most of the blocks for it, just because this guy right here claims, I think it's this one, yeah, it needs clean room and low gravity. So basically you need to make the autoclave multi-block or set up a clean room on an asteroid, which would be crazy. Or I think, I don't know, if you read the book, to make these as well as an HP autoclave in the asteroids. So maybe the asteroids already count as a clean room because they're out in space or something. But I don't know. I thought that was goofy, so I will set up the autoclave here soon. And that was pretty much it for like actual progression. I basically need to come down here tonight and I got this one done. Get out of here. Yep. Decide exactly what stuff I want to get on here and kind of go from there, because right now I don't really have a plan. My immediate plan would be to set up that next reactor, get the boron plasma to get these netherite materials, because that seems to be like the next we'd be using. I believe stuff's gonna get used for making coils and all sorts of stuff, but I haven't looked too far ahead. I just know this is something I need to do. Would also like to make the Ender Quarry as just like a little thing. I want to make the tier 5 rocket, because then I can make a bunch of bees as well as get some other fuels pumping, like get some other stuff going that I want to do. I would also kind of like to dip my toes back into magic for a short period of time. I don't really want to deal with the warp, but I can make myself a warp thing, I'm sure, at this point, just because I am kind of curious to make ichor to bust below the bedrock. But like that'll just kind of be tonight, is planning how I want to progress forward and what I kind of want to work on next, because I've been so focused on netherite to get the fusion reactor to upgrade the power, and now that I'm here, and besides probably multiplying and paralyzing, and my tritium, and actually my deuterium's fine, my tritium is slowly depleting, like it doesn't quite keep up, so I do need to throw down a few extra machines, but that's all just water based, and honestly I could just spam. I might take it out of this tower and literally make another building over here or something that's just pure deuterium and tritium. So that is what I am going to work on next. Yeah, and tomorrow I'll basically come back with what I plan on doing for the weekend. So I appreciate everyone for watching, and I hope you have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.